To a break. Let's see what's going on here on Sports Tone. It is American Legion baseball season, and it is in full swing at the moment. Obviously, you listen to Sports Tones on the ball here, and I almost forgot to announce we are on YouTube. We have our own channel now. Yes, indeed, you finally get to see the voice here behind the microphone. Hopefully, it will not be too scary of an experience for you. All right, and we'll take these sets of interviews up to 6 p.m. Also, following at 6:45 p.m. airtime, Sports Tone will have coverage of Hamlet at Randolph County from historic Macquarie Park. And then Thursday, the 18th of June, 6:45 p.m. airtime, Sports Tone 2, Liberty at Davidson County. I'll be traveling up to Holt Moffett Field. Hope they have their air condition fixed. Let's hope they have the air conditioning fixed. Otherwise, it's going to be a hot time in the old town at Holt Moffett Field. And then June 19th on Friday, 6:45 p.m. airtime, Sports Tone 2 back on the air. It's Randolph County at Liberty, Post 45 versus Post 81. It's a rivalry match here in Randolph County. American Legion Baseball and Legion Baseball continues on 20th of June, Saturday, Sports Tone 2, Liberty at Moore County. And then our week concludes on the 21st of June. On Sunday, Sports Tone will provide coverage of Randolph County at Moore County, 6:45 p.m. airtime there. And if you are an American Legion Baseball fan, this is where you need to come. We have the coverage here on Sports Tone. We'll take a short break, and we come back. It is one of Randleman's own, Braxton Walker, will be first up here on the ball on Sports Tone.
At the Randolph-Asheboro YMCA, we're more than just a gym. We're a place where community comes together. Here, families grow stronger, kids build confidence, and people of all ages stay active and connected. Whether you're looking to improve your health, meet new people, or get your kids involved in a positive environment, the Randolph-Asheboro YMCA is here for you. Stop by soon. Midnight basketball registration is now open at the Randolph-Asheboro YMCA.
For 12 years in a row, you voted Pro PT the best in physical therapy, and now we're better than ever. We've moved to 706 South Fayetteville Street in Asheboro. Same expert team, same one-on-one care you trust. Now in a brand new space with private treatment rooms and cutting-edge equipment, including our all-new SkyTrack golf simulator. Come see us at Pro PT, where Randolph County gets better.
Don't forget we have dogs.
Honey Pepper Pimento is back at Chick-fil-A. The Honey Pepper Pimento sandwich now comes with an original or spicy filet, served with a spread of pimento cheese, mild pickled jalapenos, a drizzle of honey to give it just a bit of sweetness, and a warm, toasted bun. You've got a savory, salty, sweet, sour, and spicy. It's everything all at once. When you have a Honey Pepper Pimento chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A in Asheboro, you'll want to come back again and again.
Welcome back to On the Ball, presented by Pella Windows and Doors on Sports Tone.
You're listening to On the Ball here on Sports Tone. Braxton Walker, welcome to the show.
How you doing?
Question is it the first time on the show?
No. I actually was on the ball during my senior year, right after my senior year, I believe.
Did I interview you or did Tony interview you?
I think it was Tony.
It was Tony.
It might have been two people. I'm not.
It might have been two people. Okay. All right. So you're ready. It's not going to be an interrogation. All right.
All right.
So just relax and talk. So I have my notes here. Braxton Walker, pitcher, freshman, Wingate University. Hey, you got your Wingate baseball regalia on. So let me ask, why Wingate? What pulled you to Wingate?
Well, when I was going through the recruiting process, obviously, I went on my visit there, and I talked to the coaches a lot. And through the whole recruiting process, I was in contact with the coaches at Wingate, and that's where I felt I wanted to go somewhere where I was wanted the most. And overall, after talking to my family and things, when I finally made that decision, I felt the most wanted at Wingate, and I felt that I would be able to go in there and contribute to the team, and they made me feel that way as well. And ultimately, that's what led me to make that decision.
Now, we were talking before we went on the air, 47 players on the roster this season. Did you find that unbelievable?
After, obviously, coming out of high school, I never played on a team with a roster that big, so it was definitely a surprise and something new, but overall, I mean, I liked it.
You liked it?
I did.
So how do you get to know 46 different teammates?
Well, when you first go in, obviously, you met your freshman class first because that's who you went on your orientation things for your freshman year. Like, I met all the freshman players first, so we all grew to kind of have a good bond to start. But then once we got, we had a big period from the time we got there to closer to Christmas time where it was fall, a lot of grinding, a lot of everybody working hard together, and that brought us together. And overall, over time, day by day, we got closer as a team, and I got to know everybody.
Okay, so moving into the regular season, there's 40, and I know pitching is at a premium, so I imagine how many pitchers did you have in the stable, in the bullpen?
Close to 20.
Close to 20.
I would say close to 20, yeah.
All right.
If not more.
How many starters did they keep? On a regular basis, I mean, was it a 4-man, 5-man, 6-man rotation?
Well, you have your midweek starter, and then you have your weekend starter. So you play one game in the midweek, which is like a Tuesday typically, and then you have Friday, Saturday, and we play 3 games over the course of Friday, Saturday, 1 Friday, 2 Saturday. So we have 3 starters on the weekend. So the starting rotation is 4 guys, and then you have however many is needed to come in behind them. Typically, your starter is going to go more of the innings, closer. Hopefully, what you like is closer to 5-6 innings, but if they can't get it done, then you have, your relievers to come in and get it done. So
how did your coaches communicate to you, Braxton, we need you in a closing role tonight? Did you know that you were on the depth chart for that particular game?
Well, most of the season, I had a little bit of relief role, but then I got into the role. I was told that closing is going to be most of my role, or not necessarily just closing, but back end in general. So I kind of knew in my head that would be typically when I'd be going in the game. And obviously, I didn't go in and close every game, but I was always ready, and I always knew that I was potentially going to be needed at some point. Whether I went in or not, I knew that it was a potentiality, so I was always ready to go.
So how difficult was that moving from the starting role in high school to being the closer?
Well, it was definitely different because being a starter, my warm-up routine and my day-by-day is totally different than being a starter. When you're a starter, you have a throwing program that ranges the whole week to build you up to get ready for that starting role. But then once you get to a closer, it's totally different. You're not really training to throw for longevity. It's more of your last 2 to maybe 3 innings at most, and so it was definitely a big difference because I'm used to having a lot of time to get ready, but in that closing role, it's like when they need you, they let you know. You're like, all right, I gotta hurry up, get ready, and get ready to go.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. All right, did you struggle moving from the high school strike zone to the college strike zone?
I don't think. Not too much. It's definitely different, for sure. High school strike zone's much bigger, in my opinion. When you get to college, the umpires are better. You're not going to get that wide strike zone. You're not going to get – it depends on the umpire, of course. You'll get an umpire that's iffy here and there, but strike zone's definitely smaller in college, and it definitely takes a little bit of getting used to, but it didn't affect me too terribly.
So how did it feel going up against 22, 23, who knows, a 24 or 25-year-old? Now, I know you're playing for the Zookeepers right now, and you're going to see that same as far as the age difference. But how did you feel about, how can I put this? Now, you were probably, 18 or 19 when you went in?
I was 18 when I got there, and now I turned 19.
And you're pitching against guys that are potentially 7 years older than you are.
Well, one thing I've learned in baseball is regardless of what level you're at, you can't give hitters too much credit. Once you give hitters too much credit, you're automatically putting them in a better position mentally. So I treat every hitter the same. Obviously, you're not going to pitch the same to every hitter. There's some hitters that have their strengths and weaknesses. So that's what you have to learn to pitch around. But overall, like, I'm going to treat everybody the same when it comes to who I'm facing, because I know my stuff's good and I trust my stuff, and I'm going to give them what I got.
All right. And did you add any new wrinkles?
Not really. I've definitely improved the things that I have, but like the velocity and things have went up, but I haven't added any pitches to the arsenal or whatnot, no.
Okay. And coming in, and I know you had a dedicated pitching coach. You're a Division II. You should have a dedicated pitching coach. So was there a lot of tweaking going on, or was it just, we like you the way you are, small tweaks here or there, maybe delivery, your wind-up, or did they change anything for you?
Nothing too crazy. When you start getting stronger and bigger and your body starts moving faster and moving in different ways, you have to make some tweaks, because there's going to be things that are going to work. Like if you, like in high school, I wasn't as developed as I am now, and now that I'm moving faster and I'm stronger, I have to get my body back on time and ready to deliver the pitch. And that was mainly the big tweaks we had to make, was just getting everything on time. So.
Okay. All right. And it sounds like you had a great experience. 23 innings pitched. All right. Can you remember how many games that was? 23 innings over how many games?
I think I had 16 or 17 appearances.
Okay.
Somewhere around that number, yeah.
All right. And did that meet your expectations?
Well, obviously I always bet on myself, so going in I knew I was going to have to compete against guys that are already kind of have their roles, have been there a couple years. So going into the season, I don't want to say I expected to throw a lot, but I know that I knew personally that I was ready to go whenever I was needed, and when I got the opportunity, I did well, and they continued to put me out there. And then once after a few outings, I did almost expect to be out there, because I knew what I was capable of doing.
All right. So here's the toughest question of the day. Do you still have a bat in your bat bag?
No, I do not. No more.
No more hitting for Braxton Walker.
No.
Does that hurt your feelings?
No, not too much. I mean, I enjoyed hitting in high school, and I enjoyed, going out to batting practice with my friends, the late nights in the cage and things like that. But ultimately, I love pitching the most, and if I want to do the best I can at that, I think if I put all my eggs in one basket for pitching, I think that I will get the most out of it. So.
Okay. And you're playing with the Asheboro Zookeepers this summer, playing in the CPL, Coastal Playing League. It is a wooden bat league. How's the experience been so far?
It's been good. Obviously, I've had some things I had to work around, some adjustments I've had to make and things, but overall it's been good. It's definitely harder for the hitter compared to the pitcher. Wood bat's a much different ball game than a metal bat. You go from a 8 to 10 inch sweet spot to a 3 to 4 inch sweet spot, and I haven't had to make a whole lot of changes. I was just given what I got. If they hit it, they hit it.
Does that make you more aggressive in that? And I know watching different batters through high school and even in American Legion baseball, there's some of those guys, their toes are on that inner line of the batter's box. Their elbows are hanging out over the plate. I kid you not. So do you come inside more? Are you more aggressive up and in and on the hands?
There's been times, but not too terribly. No, I haven't really felt the need I had to do that, just because I know it's harder for them to make good contact with the ball. I can pitch around it. I mean, obviously I can go inside, but going outside is what I've been working on the most. Well, not necessarily working on the most, but really just controlling my fastball. And if I put it where I want it, I think I give myself the best chance of being successful. So,
have you broken any bats yet?
Yeah, actually.
All right.
Our first game of the season, we kicked off facing the Randolph County Post 45 team, and I did. One of my former high school teammates, I faced him, and I threw it inside, and I broke his bat. But
was there words after the game?
A little bit, yeah. He came up to me and he talked to me. I mean, all the guys, I know pretty much everybody on the Post 45 team, so. Right. I was nice catching up with them, getting to face them and see them, play them again one more time. So
okay, and let me ask you this. I had it written down here in my notes. 2-time, right? State champion.
Right Wrestling.
Wrestling, yes.
Yeah.
One time.
Yeah, senior year.
The gold medal.
Yes, sir.
All right. Did any thoughts cross your mind about waving goodbye to baseball and going into college as a wrestler?
No, not really. Wrestling, I wrestled from 7th grade to my senior year, and I liked my time doing it. I love doing it, but ultimately my passion has always been baseball. And even though I do miss wrestling, and I'm still around it, I still pop in and out of the wrestling club and things like that to help guys out. And I've been to some of the random practices as well to, just give some pointers to some guys. But my passion's baseball, and I've never second guessed myself on whether I should go to wrestling or baseball.
All right, here we're coming up to our last couple minutes. What's in the future? What's it? Baseball, college, life in general. What's in the future, Braxton?
Well, I'm going to keep playing baseball as long as I possibly can. My goal is to go all the way with it. I want to play professional baseball one day, and I'm going to keep working hard as I possibly can to make that happen. I'm just going to continue to give it all I got. That's what I want to do. All
right. And also, we were talking before we came on the air, and typically I always ask this question of college student athletes, especially baseball. How has the transfer portal affected you personally at Wing It?
Not too much. Like I told you earlier, I've felt wanted there and felt like they wanted me to be on the mound and contribute to the team for them, coaching staff wise and teammates wise. And I've never at one point really felt like the transfer portal has affected me. Yes, we've had guys that have come in and they have played, but it hasn't affected me personally. They haven't came in and taken my spot or anything like that. So,
and that's one thing that I coached showcase softball. A bunch of years. I don't remember. Oh, well, let's see. 7 years, I guess, 7 or 8 years. And I coached under Eddie Oldham of the Lady Blues, which doesn't exist anymore. The organization is now defunct. But he made a point very early when I was with them, and he always made this point several times during the season, that coach that you're playing for is always looking for the next player to replace you with. And when he said that, my mouth dropped open. I was like, wow. That's a lot to me. That would be a lot for a college student athlete to know good and well that I'm going to have to go out and compete and perform and produce every single day, not at game time, but on the practice field as well.
Well, I mean, that's at any level. I mean, if you're not producing good outcomes for your team, you're going to get replaced. And whether that's by a teammate that's already there or they're going to get somebody to bring him in to take your spot, you got to work hard every day, in and out, on the field, off the field. And there's never a guarantee you're going to play. You have to be producing always. You always got to do well. That doesn't mean that you're going to be perfect. You can never be perfect, but you always have to be doing well, or if not, you're going to get your spot taken. So you got to work hard always.
All right. Well, Braxton, the best of luck to you this summer with the Asheboro Zookeepers. When you finish up there, you go almost right into fall ball, and then before you know it, January and February will be here, and you'll go into your sophomore season. The best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
As you move through, and like high school, those 4 years, college will go by pretty fast as well.
Oh, yeah.
All right, best of luck to you. Next up, it will be Austin Lemons, another Randleman product here. Next up, on the ball, on Sports Tone.
Thank you for having me.
At Pella, we offer the latest and greatest innovations in windows and doors. New products like the hidden screen and easy slide operator can help elevate the aesthetics and quality of life at home. On top of that, our continued dedication to customer service and the Pella warranties that come with each product are unmatched. We're so excited to improve your life at home all year round. Come by our showroom or contact us today to set up your free in-home consultation and elevate your life at home with Pella Windows and Doors.
Upgrade your ride and save big on Goodyear tires at Thomas Tire and Automotive. Now through June 30th, get up to $80 back as a rebate when you purchase a set of 4 select Goodyear tires. From the all-season traction of the Assurance Weather Ready 2 to the rugged durability of the Wrangler DuraTrack RT, Goodyear tires are engineered for dependable performance to keep you safe mile after mile. Don't wait. Visit the pros at Thomas Tire and Automotive to find the perfect tire for your vehicle.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
Hi, it's J.B. Griffin III with Liberty Advisors. Call me at 336-622-6020 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
We hope you're enjoying listening to On the Ball, presented by Pella Windows and Doors on Sports Tone.
Welcome back to On the Ball here on Sports Tone. We are at our Summer Home Pizza Inn, one of our great sponsors, home of the $8 buffet. If you're in the Asheboro area, come on down Dixie Drive, wind your way through traffic, and come in, and you're going to your eyes are going to get wide open when you see the buffet. If there's a pizza to be made, Pizza Inn can make it for you. Next up, we have Austin Lemons, another Randleman product, UNCG to Brunswick Community College, and then a change in life, a different direction. Welcome to On the Ball. So, Austin, first question. Have you ever been on the ball?
I have not.
You're a newbie.
Yep.
You are a newbie. That means you get the fish question.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. It's okay. It's an easy question. When we go to break or something, I'll fill you in on the fish question. But all newbies have to be initiated with the fish question. All right. So, Austin, here we go. Randleman product, UNCG, Division I. How did that come about?
I mean, that was always a dream of mine, of course, and especially growing up, always hearing UNCG around here, and Coach Godwin having a big impact over there. It was always a dream of mine, staying close to home for college as well. And I mean, I was kind of a late bloomer in the whole showcase ordeal, and I always want to go play for like dirt bags or canes, of course. And my dad was like, "Nope, you're not ready." And then once he finally thought I was ready, I played one summer, and they kind of hooked me up with a few coaches and started talking, and then that's ended up where I landed at.
And how many kids were on the squad? Now Braxton, our earlier guest, Wingate had, which I find that amazing, being a Division II school, 47 kids on the roster.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't think we had that many. I think we had 40 maybe.
Okay.
38 or 40, one of the two. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think you could have more, and then the year I got there, I think they cut it down by a few kids possibly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was that a culture shock, moving from Randleman High School, which you probably had, 16, 17, 18 kids on the roster, to 40?
I mean, it's definitely a big change, especially, being a freshman, walking up in there, all these guys that have played together for a while, or these transfers that have come in, but they've been in the college scene. It's definitely, it's kind of scary in a way, especially going into the locker room the first day, seeing all these guys that are, I mean, we had a few guys 23, 24, and I'm an 18-year-old walking in there, and it's definitely nerve-wracking for sure.
All right, and then you got to take it out onto the field. So refresh my memory. What did you do for Randleman?
So I was a pitcher, and I ended up having to hit my senior year, actually, which was pretty fun. I always loved hitting.
All right.
Which, when I was younger, hitting was always my strong suit, and then a few coaches had told me, they were like, you've got something special with your arm, you should probably focus on that, and that'll help take you further than your bat will. So kind of started focusing on that, and I ended up pitching, I think it was around 70-some innings my senior year. It was a lot, and that was like the year of my life. Really, I don't know what happened. Something clicked with me, because I always had command issues, and it was like my senior year, I just did really well.
Okay, so how tough was the transition moving from, and obviously we talked about the numbers game,
right?
But how tough was it moving transition-wise from playing high school baseball to college baseball? What was your most difficult problem? overcome?
I'd definitely say like time management. I mean, you have so much stuff going on. Of course, they're on you about your grades all the time, and you have to have a certain GPA to even be eligible to play. But and they try to make you take a bunch of in-person classes just to kind of hold you accountable, and it's just better to be in there with your teacher and everything. And then on top of that, you also have study hall hours. So as a freshman, you have 6 hours a week where you got to be in study hall logged in, and it's even hard to fit that in through a whole week, which is needless to say. I mean, you got workouts possibly 5 a.m., 5 in the afternoon. It could be before your first class of the day or after practice, and then you also have to fit in all your meals and stuff on top of that. I mean, because you're doing so much, you lose weight if you don't keep up with it. And then also fitting in time for all your schoolwork and stuff, trying to stay on top of that. That was probably the biggest deal for sure.
Well, I have a friend of mine, and he made a quote also in the travel softball world. Kevin Hewlin, assistant coach at Southwestern Randolph. Congratulations, Cougars, on your state championship. And Kevin was on the coaching staff. He made a good point. He said, Division I, it's a job.
Yeah.
If you're playing Division I athletics, it's a job.
For sure.
Is that a true statement?
Oh, it is very, very true. Very true. Which I think, also playing at Brunswick and stuff, it's I feel like there's a big, not misconception, but a lot of people think it's like a huge difference when it comes to that kind of stuff. And honestly, it wasn't too far off. I mean, other than the weightlifting and stuff, you don't have the same facilities and everything. So we actually had a really small weight room at Brunswick. We'd have to go 8 guys at a time in the weight room. Mm-hmm. So, and they try to fit that around your schedule. But no, definitely Division I's no joke. It's a culture shock.
And sure. Did you see the playing field your freshman year at UNCG?
I did not. No, I redshirted my freshman year. So I got there and I had a really bad case of the yips. I don't know what happened. I couldn't even play catch with anybody. And I finally got over that right before Christmas break, and I was throwing really well. In our exit meetings, they told me I could see some innings, maybe some midweek starts, depending on if people get hurt or not or just how they're doing. And then I actually got really, really sick. I had mono, and so they wouldn't let me do anything for a whole month while I was there. I couldn't even stretch with a team or anything. And we had a game the first day I could be back, and I went to throw my first ball, and it just went straight in the ground, and I was like, oh, no. And then I finally got over those again, and that's what pretty much landed me at Brunswick.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. And that's fine because life's going to throw curveballs at you, and you did the best, right?
Yeah,
and you went down to Brunswick. And you went to Brunswick, and I guess you already made the statement that it's a major difference moving from D1 down to community college or the JUCO level, what is called that. And we talked about your housing.
Yeah.
If you've ever been and ever vacationed and this is for the listeners, in Brunswick County, it is a tourist area. There's not any major hotels in Brunswick County, maybe just a handful, if that. Yeah. Everything else is condominiums, apartments, not many apartments, to tell you the truth, and houses.
Yeah, it was hard to find them.
And Brunswick County Community College is located, is it in Charlotte?
I do think so. I think it is Charlotte.
And you stayed in Leland in the very northern end of the county.
Yeah, I think it was about 25 minutes, but really there's nothing around Charlotte too much. So where I stayed, there was, anywhere you could think of to eat, and the Walmart was walking distance right there. But also, like you said, trying to find somewhere to live, that was the hardest part. It took a while to find somewhere. I think there was 3 open apartments where we ended up staying at. And that was a trip. We had a crazy neighbor, to say the least. That wasn't too fun.
And did you room with some of your fellow teammates?
Yeah, well, I roomed with 2 guys from URA Charter that graduated the year after me and ended up going to Brunswick their freshman years, Carter Brown and Walker Wilkins.
All right.
Yeah, I ended up rooming with those 2.
Okay. All right. And did you have a good experience at Brunswick?
Yeah. There was nothing to complain about. I will say it did start off kind of rough. So I played with Post 45 the year after UNCG, and I was trying to come back from the whole YIP situation and everything, and I finally started finding myself again. And I was having a really good game. I forgot who we were playing. I think it was High Toms, but I got into the 6th inning, and I threw a slider, and I felt something in my shoulder pop, and then it was just a sharp pain all the way down my arm. And I ended up going to get some x-rays, and I had a fracture in the front of my shoulder socket. So I was out for 6 months, and that was at the end of the summer. So when I got to Brunswick, I didn't even really practice until the spring. I had a whole bullpen regimen to go through over Christmas break, and that kind of got me ready. But yeah, the whole first, 5-6 months I was at Leland, I really didn't even do anything.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It was rough.
Multiple curveballs. Yeah. All right. And finally, you said we had a conversation before we came on the air. You reached that point where you had to hang the cleats up.
Yeah. I could have kept playing. Of course, I missed the game. But all the extra stuff, all the working out and all the practices and stuff, and, mainly conditioning, to be honest with you, running. But, yeah, I just got to that point in my career where I was either – just had to make a big decision. Did I want to keep spending my time doing this or decide to just kind of move on and start working and making some money?
Okay. And what are you doing now?
So I work at Walmart doing they have a thing where they'll pay for my school, and I'm doing school online for free through them. And then I'm about to start my HVAC school with one of my buddies, and then hopefully we're going to start our own business.
So I have a lot of HVAC guys on the show here. So we're going to ask you the HVAC questions here, okay? Oh, you ready?
Yeah.
Are you afraid of spiders?
No. Spiders don't bother me. Snakes, though.
Snakes, all right.
I'm kind of worried about that.
You're kind of worried about that.
Definitely.
How about closed-in spaces? Are you claustrophobic?
If it's hot and enclosed, I do not do well.
Okay.
I kind of start to freak out.
Okay.
Yeah. That's not too good.
Okay. All right. So spiders, snakes, and closed-in areas.
Yeah.
Did you think about that when you contemplated HVAC?
I really didn't until about a week ago. I started thinking about it. Yeah, I started thinking about that about a week ago, and I was like, oh no, because me and my buddy were talking about starting the business, and then he was like, we're actually going to have to work before we start one, so we know what we're doing. And I was like, I didn't even think about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a little worried.
All right. Well, let your boss know. Snakes and closed-in heated or hot areas.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully you won't be doing too much work underneath the house and putting duct work up or whatever the case may be, putting a unit in. All right.
I'll make my buddy do it.
You'll make him do it, huh? Make your partner do it. Huh? You'll stay outside the outside the building, whatever you're working at. All right. You're going to go home thinking about snakes and claustrophobia now, aren't you?
I'm going to start feeling stuff on my legs.
Okay. And is there any regrets about leaving baseball?
I do have my times, of course. I think like anybody does that has left their sport. There are definitely times, especially right now when, college baseball at Omaha right now, everybody's talking about it. Kind of gets to you a little bit. I could have transferred, went somewhere else. I think I was a little homesick, too, being in Brunswick 3 hours away. Mm-hmm. I didn't think it was going to bother me until a few months in, you start to feel that. But I thought about going to Catawba Valley or somewhere like that a little bit closer to home, but I don't know. After a bunch of talks and stuff and praying, I just decided it was my time.
Okay. And my last sport I coached was travel softball, showcase softball in 2022. And every once in a while, I go into coaching mode.
Yeah.
And I was at the Dirty Armadillo in southern Brunswick County. In fact, you go from South Carolina to North Carolina to go in the building. And I was watching the College World Series, and I can't remember which kid. Was it Oklahoma and Georgia, right? It must have been. I think it was the Oklahoma guy. Ball hit deep in left field in the alley. He breaks the right way, sprints, crosses over, and then backpedals. And guess what?
He dropped the ball.
He dropped the ball. It hit his glove. And I looked at my wife. I said, you don't backpedal.
Yeah.
So the coaching mode is sort of hard to put away.
Oh, yeah.
You don't backpedal in that situation.
I find myself doing that, sitting around my family, or sometimes we'll be watching baseball. My girlfriend's like, you're not playing. Quit talking about it. Because I'll be sitting there. I'm like, I would have thrown this pitch, or I would have done this with this batter, or done this differently. It's kind of embedded in your brain.
Well, who knows? There may be a coaching career in the future for Austin Lemons.
Yeah, I've thought about it. I've thought about doing lessons and stuff. I don't know. I've always told myself once I was done, but, things change.
That's right.
things definitely change, especially if I get to missing it enough.
All right. So I told you, I'm going to take a short break, and when we come back, since you are a newbie, and this is like the initiation to On the Ball, you have to do and answer the fish question. So I'm going to take a short break, get you prepped for it, and we come back. We're going to be talking about fish here on the Ball on Sports Tone.
Artisan Roofing was founded because we saw a need in our communities to stand out and provide a service with integrity. Roofing, siding, and gutters are all important aspects that not only aesthetically tie your home together, but provide protection against the elements. We've seen tornadoes, hurricanes, ice, snow, wind, and hail. The Triad is a unique place in North Carolina where we get all the elements. We are Artisan Roofing. Visit our website at artisanroofingcompany.com.
The Heart of North Carolina Visitors Bureau invites you to embark on an inspiring journey through the family-friendly attractions of Randolph County. Immerse yourself in captivating animal encounters at the North Carolina Zoo, the world's largest natural habitat zoo. Discover the art of pottery making, a cherished craft for over 200 years, surrounded by the creativity of more than 80 talented potters in Seagrove. For your travel inspiration, visit heartofnorthcarolina.com today.
Instead of cycling on and off like most heating and cooling systems, True Comfort Variable Speed by Train runs at quiet speeds. Yes, it's hard to stop a train. Now, it's hard to hear one.
Keep your cool by calling Gardner Heating and Air.
It's hard to stop a train.
Thank you for pulling up a front row seat and listening to On the Ball, presented by Pella Windows and Doors on Sports Tone.
And live here at Pizza Inn, one of our great sponsors of Sports Tone 2, and when we need it, Sports Tone 3. We've been talking with Austin Lemons, Randleman Product, UNCG, Brunswick Community College, and now out on his own working at Walmart. That's a pretty cool deal. They pay you to go to school, and you're heading to HVAC school. And now the future looks very bright for Austin Lemons, provided he's not inside a crawl space. All right. So the fish question. This is where we're going to wrap up the interview for Austin Lemons. The fish question. Who's your friend, your inspiration, your supporter, or your hero, whichever you want. Multiple people or just one person. Austin, who's your fish?
I definitely say my cousin's one of them, big time. So whenever he was younger, he had an allergic reaction to some medication he was given, and it ended up leaving him. He's blind now. But, I mean, that kid does anything he puts his mind to. I mean, he just turned 22 this year. I mean, he has rental properties and everything, has his stable job. I mean, I've seen him solve a Rubik's Cube. I mean, I can't solve a Rubik's Cube. But it's truly amazing to see like what he does, and just shows, I mean, whatever you put your mind to, you can truly do. Anybody can. I mean,
potential customer, rental properties.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's we actually talked about that a little bit. That would be nice for sure, especially if he can get a few more.
All right.
Yeah, but definitely him. I've definitely had some coaches. I mean, too many to name really, but really all of my coaches. I've had such a great experience with pretty much every single coach I've ever had. I mean, I just feel like coaches are those people. I mean, they've been with you through thick and thin. I mean, practicing every day, seeing you blood, sweat, and tears. And, I mean, that's every coach I've ever had, somebody I could go to and talk to if I need anything, regardless of baseball or personal life. And, of course, my family. My family's always been supportive of me. I mean, I couldn't ask for anybody better to have in a family. My parents, grandma, grandpas, uncles. So, really, just I feel like I've had a very tight-knit group with me through everything, no matter what.
All right. Well, the best of luck to you, Austin, as you move into your next chapter of life here, HVAC school, your own business, as well as finishing up your degree. Wow, that's a cool deal. I'm going to say it again. Walmart's paying you to go to school. I don't blame you for jumping on that opportunity. The best of luck. Thank you for coming on this afternoon. Sir. Next up, it is Will Stalker, an Eastern Randolph product. Guilford Quaker, student athlete, and we'll be on in just a moment. We'll take another short break. You're listening to On the Ball on Sports Tone.
girls out for the summer, and the kids are loving that. You're making plans for the family vacation and trips to the pool. Now's the time to be making some other plans too. Parents, don't forget to schedule a sports physical or health assessment for your child. Schedule an appointment for your child at Premier Pediatrics, 530 Greensboro Street in Asheboro.
Craving a deal that hits all the right spots? Head to Pizza Inn in Asheboro for our all-you-can-eat buffet for just $8. Monday through Friday, all day long, dig into endless pizza, pasta, salad, and our famous desserts. It's America's Hometown Pizza Buffet right here in Asheboro. Only $8 all day, Monday through Friday. Come hungry, leave happy at Pizza Inn.
At the Randolph-Asheboro YMCA, we're more than just a gym. We're a place where community comes together. Here, families grow stronger, kids build confidence, and people of all ages stay active and connected. Whether you're looking to improve your health, meet new people, or get your kids involved in a positive environment, the Randolph-Asheboro YMCA is here for you. Stop by soon. Midnight basketball registration is now open at the Randolph-Asheboro YMCA.
You're listening to On the Ball, presented by Pella Windows and Doors on Sports Tone.
On the Ball here at Pizza Inn. I've been looking forward to the next interview with Will Stalker. How you doing, Will?
Doing pretty good.
Doing pretty good? What are you doing this summer?
Working out. Vacation, working out.
Working out, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the first. I was thinking about this question as I was coming out of Brunswick County, heading up 74 with a camper behind the Ram this morning. You have a brother named Levi.
He's my cousin.
He's your cousin?
Yeah, he's my cousin. That's my cousin.
I thought it was your brother.
Nah.
But there's another Stalker.
Yep. Another one going through Eastern.
That's right. Another one going through Eastern.
All the rest of my brothers going to be going through PG.
Oh, through PG.
Yep.
But you sort of, you're the one who plowed the soil, right? And you got the field ready for Levi.
Yes, sir.
So the question is, do you have any conversations with Levi about your legacy? You're a Stalker.
I told him one time that he better play football this year because my other two brothers, I don't know if they're going to be – one might be pretty good at football, but I don't think the other one's too interested. So I told him he needs to play football because we need to continue the legacy.
That's right. The legacy has to continue with the Stalkers. All right. And I know that I saw your family out supporting Levi during the high school season. He's playing post 81.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I've done one post 81 game so far. So the Stalker legacy continues. Now, Will, your college athletic career got off to a very, very rough start. Would you like to elaborate on that and tell I got to say viewers and listeners about your mishap back, it's been almost a year ago.
Well, to start, I was hurt my junior year of football, and I tore my labrum in my shoulder. And then they told me that when I got to Guilford, we went through a physical, and they said I couldn't play before I get checked out by the doctor. And 2 days later after that, 3, I got hit by a speaker in the head in the weight room while lifting, and knocked me out, and gave me a pretty bad concussion for about a week and a half. And by that time, it was about time to have surgery on my shoulder. So, it didn't exactly start out very good, but I'm grateful for everything that's happened because it's given me a year to observe and watch. And going into my redshirt freshman year, I feel like I'm really more prepared than I was going in.
All right, and like you said, you've been in the weight room, you've been working out. You get, obviously, after looking at Braxton, you and Austin, I'm like, goodness gracious, why? Y'all were not that big in high schools. Don't take that personally.
Yeah.
But when you get into your 19, into your early 20s, you start putting on muscle. You become men.
Yeah. I was playing at 208 my senior year of baseball, and the heaviest I was at the end of before I came back to before I came back home, it was 230. And I'm 225 right now.
You're 225. And he does not have a roll whatsoever, right? No spare tires for Will. It is muscle. It's muscle. All right, so, and I know you're excited about getting back out on the field. Do you have to pass another physical?
Everybody does at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
You just got to let them know that you had surgery, and they're not going to be as rough pushing on your arm or your shoulder. But I got to pass another one before I can go back. Yep.
Okay, and so the plant, now you have 4 more years of eligibility.
Yes, sir.
You had a medical red shirt your freshman year.
Yes, sir.
So you got 4 years of eligibility, and I know you're getting excited. You're ready to play football, and that'll be rolling around here about a month and a half. You start in August.
Yeah. Yep. August 10th.
And how many? And I asked the same question of both Austin and Braxton. How many kids play football at Guilford?
Kids?
Yeah. How many are on the roster?
It's between 125 and like 110, 115. Yep.
That's almost. That's probably over 10% of the student body. At Guilford.
It's pretty close.
It's pretty close.
Well, I wouldn't say it's 10. It's probably that. It might even be a little bit more.
So how do you deal with 120 teammates?
Try to remember everybody's name as best you can.
Did you ever have this situation? Oh, I've never seen that guy before.
No, maybe not. Never seen that guy, but like going into spring practice, being around these guys for 8 months, you might, probably 80 to 90% of everybody's name. But at 10%, you're like, man, I feel bad. It's been too long. I can't go up and ask them.
All right, and so, and obviously you break into different groups or your individual groups to go through your individual practice. How many kids are at each, or student athletes at each position? So let me back up. What did you go in as? What was your position that you were going to be playing at Guilford?
I came in as a D lineman, as a DN. They moved me to kind of like a defensive end, outside linebacker hybrid kind of position because we run a 3-4, and
your edge guy.
One of those 4 are blitzing at all times.
Okay. One of the edge guys.
Yeah.
Coming off the end, off the edge. Okay. And how many people would be in your individual group?
Well, at the beginning of the year, it was on the D line. There was 6 per position. Wow. So that ended up being 18 from DN, nose tackle, and then I don't know. I forgot the other positions.
Okay. All right. And that's fine. And I was just curious how big your individual groups were. And with 100 student athletes on the roster,
yeah,
that's amazing.
By the end, it's like 3 after spring ball is probably like 3 per position.
Okay.
I know specifically at Jack or Buck is where I'm playing, is what is the exact name. It was 5 at the beginning of spring ball, the most of almost any position on the defense, and then by the final day it was 3. And
so there is attrition taking place.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Waking up that early, it's tough for some guys who aren't 100% in the boat.
Okay. And does Guilford have a JV team?
They have I wouldn't say it's like a policy, but like if the team has a JV team, and we can scrounge up enough guys, we'll play, but we're not actively traveling to go play other teams.
I was just curious because I've been around college softball for a number of years. My daughter, thanks to COVID, played 6 seasons.
Yeah. So it was like Methodist and Hampton-Sydney. Those 2 teams had JV teams, but the other teams didn't have it, so we weren't actively reaching out to other teams to play.
Right.
So,
and I know they had JV team, at least at Peace. I know they had a JV team at Peace. All right, and I was just curious about that. So you're ready to go, going to play that. You're going to be the edge rusher, that outside linebacker in the 3-4. And you said you had time to sit and watch practice and watch the coaches work and watch the players work, and it's going to be an advantage for you going into the fall.
Yeah, I mean, as a freshman, even in high school, like you come in thinking you're going to start, and it's just like it was in college. And luckily, I get a chance to rearrange my thinking a little bit, just like I did in my freshman year of high school. My freshman year of high school, I got ran over a couple times by some guys who were a little bigger than me. Luckily, I didn't have to do that to rearrange my thinking this year.
All right. Let's talk. And I did not ask Austin or Braxton about academics. I didn't get a chance. We were talking too much about baseball. So let's talk about academics. What was the biggest eye-opening experience for you moving from the high school academic setting to the college academic setting?
Studying for tests and still getting a not as high a grade you want. I'm used to not even studying and getting A's because I only got one B in high school, and that was my last ever class. Thank you, Mr. Luther.
Be nice now. Yeah. All right. You had a B, so you were almost valedictorian.
I was close.
You were close.
Yeah.
I
was fourth, I think.
You were fourth.
Yeah.
I finished 11th. I didn't even make junior marshals. That still hurts. It's 40 years later.
I was a little salty. I had some guys in front of me. I had a guy in front of me I was a little salty at, but,
All right.
Thanks, Mr.
Okay. And so how did you overcome that? Oh, I have to study now. I actually have to put something of effort into my academics.
1, not care as much, and 2, study more. Like, realize that maybe in this grand scheme of things, this 1 C or this 1 B that you got on a test won't 100% affect the final grade that you get. Like, you can maybe shake it off and get to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2, I mean, just realize that you have to study even more. Maybe looking at, like, when I say study, like looking at it a day or 2, reading a study guide a day or 2 before the test maybe isn't the best thing. Maybe it's going to a study group a week in advance, every day of that week, just taking a look at it. In high school, I was just look at it once, twice,
ready to go. Okay.
I'm gonna get a
all right.
good grade.
And I imagine you did a huge amount of reading.
Not as much as I thought, but it's a lot more writing.
Okay.
But it's not like you get used to writing after a while. Like that 3-page essay that you had in high school that you're like, man, I don't know how I'm going to be able to get this done, is a lot different whenever,
it's a 10-page paper.
Yeah, every 5 weeks you're doing 2 3-page papers, and you're like, oh, man, I'm knocking this out pretty quick. In an hour and a half, I'm knocking this out. So,
all right.
Yeah, just adapt and survive.
Adapt and survive. And you will not give up your GPA, will you?
Honestly, I don't know yet. I haven't checked it. It should be like a decent one.
I know your mom's probably listening at the moment, so we will not talk about GPA at the moment.
My grandma.
What took you? Grandma?
Yeah, she's the one.
Oh, okay. Grandma. All right, so what led you to Guilford?
Coach Davis was my favorite head coach. I really liked Hampton-Sydney. The position group, or the guy who was recruiting me, Coach Z, was my guy, and I really liked him. But head coach was just, and Coach Davis was constantly texting me. he was, calling me. He was every time I saw him, he's the head coach, and he was recruiting me, and he was really down to it. And I also think it helps whenever you got 4 guys from your high school coming. So it's not like you're walking into something totally unknown. You got some people there to help you out a little bit.
And there is a highway.
There is a highway.
There was a highway from Randolph County as far as athletes. It doesn't matter if it's not just football. It's across the board.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, the word has escaped me. Well, we'll call it a road, a well-worn path from Randolph County and student athletes moving to Guilford to continue their academic careers and their athletic careers. Yeah, a pipeline. I knew it would come.
Yep.
Pipeline. Yeah. And Ray went with you, right?
Yeah, Ray, Lucas Smith, and Deshaun Schamberger.
All those guys coming back?
Yes, sir.
Great. I'm glad to hear that, because your freshman year in college is an eye-opening. It's a toughness. It's an eye-opening experience. Some make it.
Yeah.
Many do not.
Especially in D3.
Yeah.
When you got 120 guys on the roster, and you got 6 guys competing for one position on the football field, and you're not being paid like you are now in NIL, and you're not getting a red shirt. I mean, and at these schools, you're not getting a scholarship, and they're $50,000 a year. I luckily didn't have to worry about that because of my grades, so I ended up paying $14,000 a year.
Well, I know the fact. I had daughters that graduated. One graduated from Pfeiffer University with her undergraduate and then her master's degree, and then one graduated from Peace University in Meredith with her graduate degree. So I've been that route as far as small colleges.
It's tough paying sometimes with how much money they ask of you, but for the people who are really dedicated, it's tough to say no.
It is. And we have 1 minute remaining. This hour has quickly slipped by. What's in the future for Will Stonker?
Just keep working, putting your head down. Every opportunity I take it. I'm not going to say I hope to get some playing time this year. It's probably between me and this one other guy, but even if I don't play this year, it's still a learning experience, and I think if I just keep working, I'll get to that point eventually.
All right. Well, Will, it's nice talking to you again. The best of luck to you as you move into August, into football preseason practice. Games start in September. The best of luck to you. Hope to see your name in the stats.
Yes, sir.
All right. And for all our viewers, and I had to get used to saying that, viewers and listeners, thank you for spending some of your Tuesday afternoon with us. We'll be back here next Tuesday, 5 p.m., again, back at Pete's Inn. It'll be another version of On the Ball. Where are they now? Thank you for listening. I'm Danny Hunt. We're going to sign off. See you next Tuesday.